That's why I was laughing. So
Okay.
basically, it came off of I'm not sure you know because I don't have an idea of your age. So me saying you know might be wrong.
Okay.
But there was a time when Facebook introduced the username thing. Did you know that time?
Is it the time where everybody started using
There was no
H?
Instagram. There was no Instagram at
Oh,
that point.
okay, no. Ah,
Yeah.
there was a life before Instagram. It's not.
That's why I said I don't know if you actually know.
No, no.
So there was no
Okay.
Instagram, or maybe Instagram just started.
Yeah.
But Facebook introduced username where
Okay.
you can do facebook.com/your username and it takes you to your page.
Okay.
Yeah, so as at that point, Facebook also, when you want to create that username, it asks that they suggest username for you. So
Yeah.
they suggested Dabest.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
the long and short of the story. And
It's giving millennial, but okay. I'll have it.
okay.
No, continue. Continue.
So with that suggestion, when it was
Yeah.
time to open an Instagram page, I
It was
figured,
just-
let me just put Olua in front.
Yeah.
I tried to, funny enough, I didn't like that name at some point. I tried to change it a lot of time, but nothing else just made sense. And as at that point when I was trying to change it, I think I already had like maybe 5K followers or so.
Ooh, so it
So
won't-
it felt like if I change it, people might not know that
Yeah,
it's
the
this same person.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just left it. And it has grown over. Now I think I like it. Please, you guys should not believe Ebuka. Why did I cut my dread? I think for the longest time I've been telling people I'm going to cut the dreads this year. Like for the longest time I've been telling my friends I'm going to cut it. So I didn't cut it because of any. I was just tired. I wanted, but the only reason why I kept the dreads this long, why I kept it that long was because I was not sure what my look would look like when I cut it. So that's why I kept it that long. Because at some point I just had one identity, and as a creative, you always want to like reinvent the wheel and just change branding.
Yeah.
But one day I just woke. I didn't wake up safe. I was in the living room with my friend, and I went into the room, and I came out without dreads. That's just what happened. So it was not like it was not something deep. I was just tired, and I took it off.
How long were you, like, how many years?
I think 8. Either 7 or 8. Been keeping it that long, so
I've been keeping my own dreads for 3 years, and it feels like my dreads are all that I'm like, oh, never, they're my baby, and you just killed.
yeah, it's still at home, sha. I can decide
Oh,
to fix it
yeah.
tomorrow. That's between about dread. So
Maybe
I was
you should
just tired.
Okay, I'm listening.
I was just tired, and I decided to take it off.
Maybe
But I
you
like
should
this
change-
look, so I'm
You
not
should
changing.
change all your pictures and all your profiles because you
So
still
I've
have
not
that
done like a corporate
head shot.
headshot. The one I did a while ago, it was just because I needed headshot for something quick. But I've
Yeah.
not like done
A
a
corporate.
standard. I mean, me and Ryan. Do you know Ryan?
Yeah,
Me and Ryan. I've been telling Ryan every time I see him church that I'm coming to do a shot
you can
for
just
like
go after the shoot.
no.
You
That's how it
can.
works. I've been telling you I'm going to do a shot for like the longest time, but maybe I'll do it soon, sha. But I've not done. And most of my interviews that I've done in the past were like when I had dread. So I took
Yeah.
it off this year. Now it's not like I took it off like last year. So this year still was like mid-year.
When this year? It is still.
Like when did I take it? I can't remember but I think very early this year was when I took it off.
Because I mean, the picture I had of you was like,
Dreads.
yes.
Yeah, that picture was that picture is actually in anybody's that know Olu at best. I don't know that they meet up with. That's the picture they have. So when I go to space now, people are looking for the dreads.
Yes. You know when you came in, I
Well,
was
it's
like,
gone.
okay.
Sorry, it's gone.
But you still think about it, like, oh, maybe I should
Adding
still
dreads.
fix- Yeah.
I don't know yet. I don't know. To be
was
honest. Maybe
cool.
I'll grow it from scratch again if I want to. I'm not sure. I'll just add that one back to my.
That's like 8 years
It's
down.
fine. We'll do it again.
I mean, because you know what your friend Ebuka said? He said, like,
Okay, yeah, let me answer this question.
yes.
Ebuka's shade is just an icebreaker in that event. It's not based off of job. The only reason why I've not been shooting as much, not like I've not been shooting as much, I've not just been posting.
Yeah.
So I think people think that when you are not posting, you're not working. No. The only reason why I've not been posting as much commercial is like I'm trying to create the type of job I want to come my way. You get, so I don't want to just post every random thing I shoot on my page. And I already have like a reel that I send to clients. That clients, like people that want to reach out to me, that's what. If you go to my website, you see my work. So
Yes.
have I shot more commercials without dreads? Definitely no, because I just took the dreads off this year. So how am I supposed to shoot more commercials than an entire 4-year commercial career life? It's not possible. But have I been working? Definitely. I'm shooting a commercial tomorrow, by the way, and I don't have dreads. So
That's
it's not
good.
by dreads. Don't go and keep dreads because we can't send it to.
But honestly, many of the creatives out there, they have dreads, they have locks. So I think it's a.
But they also have like very close relationship with Nigerian police.
Oh my! Have you been profiled before?
With dreads?
Yeah.
Have you been?
Me?
Yeah.
No, I'm a
female. I think everybody that has dreads in Nigeria, like today I was driving from where I stay to this place, and we all know what do you call it? This highway from Bega to here now.
Okay.
You know that they have different police stops.
Yes.
When I had dreads, at least 2 of those police stops will stop me.
Wow.
Since I took off my dreads, I'm always invisible.
Nice.
So that's one of like the dangers of having dreads in Nigeria. You will have a very close relationship with police. I've been picked up before.
Okay, we'll talk about that.
Like broad daylight, not even night. So like, and I did not cut my dreads. That was like way back. Like 3 years ago or so. But I still kept it. But one thing I knew immediately I cut the dreads was like I became invisible to Nigerian police. The only time they stop me, the only thing they ask is, "Can I see your driver's license?"
Wow.
But when I had dreads, the driver's license was the last thing.
They will ask.
They will first ask, "What do you do?" Can I see your ID card and all those things? And they will always stop you. So if you have dreads as a creative, just know that you add like 30 minutes time to your travel time when you are going out. And that's like me that I'm driving my own car. Imagine that you are now. So we're in Nigeria, so it's still 18. So, but I think it's becoming more acceptable by the day now.
Yes.
You still have close relationship with Nigerian police. You can't escape it. Before 2020, which 2020 we all know is like the reset year for everybody.
Actually.
Before 2020, I was doing a lot of events, weddings.
Really?
Yeah. And I do say like wedding is one of the good ways to learn filmmaking because it teaches you a lot of stuff.
Okay.
You have to think on your feet. Wedding, people don't know that wedding and events are very lucrative. Back then when we were doing it wasn't that lucrative because I mean, what would they pay you for a wedding that time? Maybe like if you're let me arrange it in terms of music arts. Like if you're A-list, you'll probably be charging like 500K, 600K. I'm talking about like 5-6 years ago. If you're like A-list, no, not A-list. Don't let me say A-list because if you're like B-list, because I'm not sure I was A-list at any point in weddings. I was more like B-list, A-list guys were like top guys. Them. Do you know when Larry Shaw was big on weddings?
Yeah.
That means you're old a bit.
No, I just said for the benefit because I know you were
I think you only just know Larry Shaw because you know
I just know
page.
Larry Shaw now.
And you can see weddings on his page.
Yes,
there was a point when Larry Shaw was peak wedding cinematography.
Wow.
Cinematographer in Nigeria. There was a point where who are like his contemporaries? I can't remember them again. Vladimir Land and the like. So those are like the guys that were like A-list. So some of us were trying to build our personal brand, but at the same time we're shooting for people like them. So I was shooting at some point I shot for Larry Shaw. At some point I shot for Vladimir Land. Maybe 1 or 2 events for both of them. I can't remember vividly. But I was shooting a lot for Timmy Davis. Do you know Timmy Davis?
Yeah, I know Timmy Davis.
I was shooting a lot for Timmy Davis, and so those 3 that I mentioned are like peak A-list. And at a point, Timmy Davis, I can't tell his fee. He was charging a lot. But some of us that were like still coming up, were like doing like 500K, like 600. If you see 600K, man, it's jackpots. So, but imagine getting like 500K every weekend.
Wow.
Even though that's not profit, that's just like income, not like, because by the time you rent camera,
Yes,
pay
yes,
your
yes.
second, third, or fourth shooter, your 500k will probably remain like 150k.
Wow.
And if you can edit yourself, it means you can save yourself more money. And
Mhm.
imagine, so you are making like 150k every weekend.
That's a lot.
Some
No,
bank managers at 6 years ago were not getting
150K.
150k. Branch managers, not like, they're not getting 150k. You
Mm,
get.
mm.
So that's like, you can ball at that point. And I was transitioning from school
Okay.
into like full-time filmmaking.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
weddings were like, I learned weddings, so I did weddings. But 2020 happened and no weddings. Cricket sound. Put that cricket sound here. No weddings, no events. So how do you survive? How do you build a career? It's something that you've seen, you probably pictured that, this is like a 10-year long career for me.
Word.
But now the world has just informed you that
Everything
we're not
is
even sure that there'll be weddings
anymore.
by the time. There'll be like big gatherings
Mm-hmm.
by the time we come out of this. So it was at that point, me and some of my friends started like experimenting. We're doing documentaries on the side, but it was not big money compared to it was not big income compared to like weddings and regular events.
Yeah.
So we started experimenting like during lockdown. So I stayed like with 5 different guys, all creative. So during lockdown, we're home, so nothing to do. And luckily enough, just before the lockdown was when I got, was it just before, immediately after this, the one or the two, was when I got my C70.
Okay.
So I was like one of the first sets to buy C70, even in Nigeria. Was when I got it. So we had that camera to practice with, understand lighting.
And all of that, yeah.
And I was more of a DP before, because I mean, you're shooting weddings. There's no directing a wedding. You have to actually hold the camera. You have to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
So as at that point in my life, I would say I was a DP,
Okay.
not necessarily a director. So by the time we came out of lockdown, I intentionally decided that I think, okay, we have like 2 DPs in this house. It will not make sense for us to be competing one another and all that, or fighting for just one. Why not evolve into being a director? And when we have a project, at least we know that there's a director, there's a DP, there's an editor, and we in-house can execute a project without stress. So that's like my story. Immediately after lockdown, I got a big shot opportunity to direct like 2 projects. One of them blew up, and here we are.
Glory.
3 years after,
You're
we're still here directing commercials. I don't do weddings. When I'm saying, before people start sending me emails, come and shoot weddings.
Okay.
The only people I shoot weddings for are people that I promised them at some point in my life that I was going to shoot their wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, so those people, they come with me with that caveat that, you said you're going to do this. So like last year I did a wedding, just one. This year, did I do any? No, I've not done any weddings this year.
Any in the books or in the works?
No, there's none. Those people that have reached out to me for weddings, like, if I promised you, I'll probably just recommend someone and tell them you're for Dabest. They'll give you discount. But it's not a passion again. It's stress. Wedding is stressful. Do you know what it takes to shoot a wedding? Like, to shoot what you cannot control.
Run me by the day, like how the day goes.
Let me first run you through. So shooting a commercial, you're in control of everything.
Okay.
You can decide that, this scene, we're not shooting it now, we'll shoot it at 2 p.m. But coming from that very controlled
environment,
being in charge of things, to now go and shoot something that is totally out of your control, and your clients expect a great, what they call it, a great, what they call,
delivery.
A great delivery. It was not delivery I was looking for. A great delivery, regardless. So whether their wedding is terrible in terms of experience, or in terms of like, even like lighting and all that, they still expect you to do magic. So a day in the wedding filmmaker, like, I'm not a wedding filmmaker, but I'm running this because I have experience, guys. Come on. And if you've seen any of the wedding films I've shot, you know that it's not. I don't shoot. I'm not a. So even when I shot weddings, I was not like everyday wedding shooter. I was like, we tell stories here. We like, you watch your wedding film and you'll be impressed. You can go to my YouTube page. I think I have just one wedding film there that I think has the most views on all the videos on my page. I think it has about close to 5K views or so.
Wow.
Now, so like, God bless you don't have a car. But if you're a wedding filmmaker, even if you don't have a car, first advice, always book like a cab down for that day. Or else you'll be messed up. You trust me, you'll be messed up. But let's start like you have a car.
Okay.
So you wake up, event planner wants you to be at the hotel for 6 a.m. because makeup is starting 6 a.m. My first reaction to that is, am I doing a makeup tutorial or I'm shooting a wedding? Why am I there at 6 a.m. when the bride is not looking as beautiful as she is? Like, why are you filming the bride without makeup? Like, at least without foundation. That's terrible. Nobody wants to see themselves in that form. So why are you expecting me to arrive in some people that they don't even wake up 6 a.m. on the normal day, then you want the camera to be on their face at 6 a.m. Yeah, so some of these things are what planners don't put into consideration. They just want you to come there early. So me, I don't do 6 a.m. right from time. I plan to get there for 7 because by 7 I'm sure she's done foundation, and it's just to have the makeup documented, not necessarily to shoot the entire tutorial of
How it is.
and it used to be shoot makeup tutorial because I started filmmaking off as an editor.
Okay.
I was editing wedding films, and I was editing wedding films that was shot with HDV camera tape. Like, I have to digitalize. Some of you cannot relate. Like, I have to digitalize. So how digitalizing tape works? If they shoot 1 hour on tape, you have to play it back 1 hour on Premiere Pro to be able to convert it into digital file. Okay, nice. So basically, inside that 1 hour, there's like a 30 minutes recording that is just makeup. It's just the cameraman sitting on a chair most times because they cannot stand sitting on a chair and just pointing camera to the bride throughout the entire thing. So it was very boring. That's probably why people don't watch their wedding videos, because you just have 4 hours of nonsense. But now there's like, okay, what we just need is a sequence of the makeup just to establish that makeup was done that day.
Obviously.
And you can do that whether in real time or staged. If I arrive there at 7 and the makeup artist is very fast, I can try tell her to come back. Just act like you're doing it, or just help me redo the lip liner. Use blush. No, I know this thing because I shot wedding. Don't worry.
I'm listening.
Use do a little bit blush and just do your setting spray or something, and you are good. You have that documented. Moments, though, there are some moments that will happen in between, like makeup session.
Yeah.
If you're there early, that's cool. You can get that. Maybe like the bride mom walks in and you just want to record. This will be too long. Let me just end this wedding journey. You get, but those are like moments that we try to record like early in the morning. So you get that. You do your, as a wedding filmmaker, you're also a product cinematographer because you shoot rings, you shoot shoes, you shoot accessories, you shoot perfume. Everything. So you learn that aspect of lighting, both using natural light and using like your continuous lights to get stuff. So you get all of that, you're done. Then there's always one person that is annoying, that is telling you that time has gone.
Yes.
We know, like everybody in this room know that we are late.
Yeah.
But please, you don't have to say it every 5 minutes. You get. There's that one person that is about to ruin your day. Then maybe now it's even worse because when I was shooting weddings, makeup artists were not content creators. Every vendor, they're not content creators. I know it's worse now because everybody's creating content.
Yes.
So back then, what will happen is makeup artists just want to take pictures. So they might decide to lock the door. They tell the bride wants to change and they lock the door and they are there for another 15, 20 minutes taking their best picture that they'll probably just post only one. But you that you're documenting the wedding, you're outside in the hallway without without any content, which the picture taking of the makeup session can be a content, can be a good film to be part of, but because I mean nobody's explaining all these things. So you come back inside and the bride is already fully dressed, ready. In fact, she doesn't have time. The only few minutes she has is for the photographer. I'm telling you, in like this period is like when photography fee was way more than videography. So if they pay the photographer 1 million, they'll pay the videographer 250K.
Wow.
So like there's no value for your work in the first place. No? Because how much they pay you? Why are you stressing? Why are you telling me I have to wait? I have to wait and walk to the window. I don't have that time. I'm going to church. Pastor is waiting. So they do all those rushing. You don't have content. And the beauty of wedding film is being all this content. Not necessarily in the sequence of things happening. Also very intentional directing. and also like composition in terms of what happens naturally. So it's a blend of I'm directing, but there are also things that will happen that is not in my plan, but I need to be able to film it beautifully. So we go to church. If you don't have car, this is where your mess up starts, because you are either begging to be in the front seat of the bride or husband so that you can arrive in church with them. Because if they get to church before you are doomed. You don't have the bride walking down the aisle.
With her father and everything.
Or you don't have the groom waiting for the bride to come. Except you have like a third, if the wedding is luxury, they pay you good enough to have like a third or fourth shooter that is already in church. Yeah. But even if that person is in church, I'm not sure the person has like the bandwidth to get the multiple angles that you need. Well, but at least the person can get a safety shot.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's why I say if you don't have a car, this is where your
dilemma starts.
Yeah, this is where your problem starts, because if you are waiting to book an Uber,
before the bride arrives,
they can cancel.
True.
And if you think like smart enough and you book early enough, something can still happen.
Word.
This Nigerian Uber, they can decide to tell you they want to buy fuel along the way. So getting a cab that is on standby
it's just better.
Or getting like your own car is just better. So days where we're shooting wedding, we'll just pay for a cab guy that is on standby to do all the run around. Yeah, so but if you're lucky enough, you join the bride and groom and you get to church. If you have dreads, this is one of your problems. Because if you are in an orthodox, maybe now they will allow you, because as at 4, 5 years, 6 years ago, dreads was like a bad boy thing.
Yeah.
Now it's like a cool thing. It's
Actually.
like I'm just stylish. But then if I've shot weddings before, they said I can't enter because I had dreads. Thank God I had a second shooter. So it was the only one that shot the entire church wedding, because I'm the devil, and the devil cannot be allowed to be in the church premises you get. So if you have dreads, these are some of your. If there are churches, like some Anglican churches that require that you pay for a vest, there are those ones too. And if you don't have cash in your other day, that's how you miss the entire way. So these are like little tips that you pick. Always have cash at hand. Don't have dreads. You get like you have that full wedding stress church. Immediately after church, there is a group picture, all those things. The bride is already tired. This I'm explaining a one-day wedding. Yeah. The bride is already, there's no smile that she wants to smile. It's fake. And how do you capture great emotions? Especially church is finishing by 12. Sunny.
Actually.
Sweaty. And you want them to do group picture outside. So those are things that you expect that people will understand, like the climate of where we are, and be able to adjust it to what will make it, because it's supposed to be our happiest day. You are literally documenting the bride. The groom is like the supporting actor.
Actually,
bride is the main actor, But how do you document that when she's stressed, she's forced,
already
and all
tired,
that?
Yes.
And you're supposed to now film moments of bride and groom together. You can't film that at 12 in the afternoon. There's nothing great that can come out of this Jerusalem. You get, so basically that's then you get to reception. Reception too is all chaos. You are battling with like 50 phone users. That's like then. Not like now where everybody's content creator. Now you're battling like
they bring their life self.
Now you're battling like 200 people now.
Actually.
So like, how do you tell a beautiful story in all of this chaos that I've explained? I'll answer it with frame rate.
Sorry?
I'll answer it with frame rate.
Okay.
Video is, the minimum you have now is 25 frames per second.
Yeah.
It means that as a cinematographer, you're taking 25 pictures in 1 second.
Wow.
If you're doing slow-mo, that means you're taking 50 pictures in 1 second. A photographer cannot even take 1 picture in 1 second. All through the event.
Yes.
So who should you pay more? Who is doing more work?
Cinematographer. Filmmakers.
Shout out to my photographer's friends. Okay, so I'm going to take it from a perspective. When some of us joined filmmaking, like when we started filmmaking, the only way to learn filmmaking I mean, the only way to actually learn it is to find someone that is doing it and go and beg the person to teach you. Like there's literally like almost I'm saying this like beginning of Instagram days. Like when Instagram was 15 seconds. Do you know that? Not stories, like the posts
Wow.
on Instagram was 15 seconds.
Interesting.
That's like when I started editing wedding videos. And you have to edit a 15-second highlight of an entire like 12-hour day. And it has to make sense in 15 seconds. Yeah, so there was a time when Gen Z, you can't relate. There was a time when Instagram was 15 seconds. Like the video capacity on timeline, not on stories, was 15 seconds. There was a time when stories did not exist. Yeah. So we had to go and look for someone. I had to look for Timmy Davis to learn like the basics of filmmaking because there's no YouTube video to teach you that. The few YouTube video that exist were complex. The people either talking about VFX, like Andrew Kramer, what's the name of this other page? They literally just heavy on VFX or how to like change green screen. It was not like now where if you go to which ISO should I use, there's already a video. So there was like little or no knowledge when some of us started this thing. So it's literally the love that drove us to go and look for either the people that will teach us or put us in places where we're able to learn before we even started calling money. Like some of us, we literally just, we want to shoot. Don't pay us. We just want to be in the space to shoot, which is bad. I mean, pay people. Yeah. But that's like the mindset some of us learned this stuff with. So when I see young filmmakers now that are maybe 3 months or 6 months into the game, I'm expecting a lot from you. Why? Because there's a lot of bank of resources you can learn from. There was a time on YouTube that you cannot find any how to color grade video on YouTube. The only ones you find, by the time they open the DaVinci Resolve, you are confused. But now there's like step by step.
Yeah, step by step.
Like if you want to just how to convert from flat to Rec 709, I'm sure there's a video, maybe a 30-minute video that will explain that. There was a time that there's nothing like that on YouTube. You get? So that's why I said, when I now see young filmmakers, you have all these resources at your disposal, and you're at this level, and you're 6 months into this. I'm like, where's the love? Because, and I engage you to maybe give you a job, and you're calling a price that if I pay you that amount, there's a level of expectation I'm expecting you to deliver because you're calling what a professional should be charging. Then I now pay you that, and all you're delivering is trash. So I'm like, are you doing this for the love? Or you just feel like, oh, if I do this bare minimum, I should be able to get this money. Because at the art of filmmaking is love. There's money. There's no money, of course. There's no money actually in filmmaking. And you see like real money. There's good money. There's money to live by. There's money to be comfortable. But when you want to make good money, I'm not sure if filmmaking is the way. I think you should go into like proper business, buying and selling everyday material. That's like things that people use every day. That's one of the art to make money. Not necessarily filmmaking. Your clientele is limited. How much can you make from filmmaking?
Is it Nigeria or generally speaking?
Nigeria now. Generally speaking, if I'm in UK now and I've been doing directing for 4 years, you know how much my rate will be?
True.
And I've done like top commercials in the game. I know how much my counterparts in UK and US and all this and California, I know how much is their daily rate. But no client is going to pay you that in Nigeria. They might decide to pay the UK guys and fly them in. Wow. That's the reality of our industry. But they will not pay you that as a Nigerian. And I'm talking about me that my rate is expensive because I'm not cheap. My rate is expensive to what is available in the space. You get? So, how much can you do a project and rest for 3 months and not do any other project as a filmmaker? Then you're not making money. You're just deceiving yourself because it means that you have to live from hand to mouth. That means you have to literally do like at least one project every day, every month to survive. That you are still surviving. And that's like the best of us. The best of us is still surviving. So what happens to the rest of us? So going back to it, I'm like, where's the love for the art? Because that's what's keeping us in this game. Some of us have stopped and started doing buying and selling full time and we're just chilling. Some people have done that and they've left filmmaking. I know quite a number that have done that and they don't miss it. Why? Because they've transitioned from the love phase to I need something else too. But some of us are still here. We're doing it out of love. Like I do tell people, there's no day that I can remember that I don't watch stuff on filmmaking since I started. Like there's no day that I don't consciously watch stuff, whether it's something I know before or something new that I want to know. Because I want to improve myself. It's the love for the art. But these days, you see someone that is doing filmmaking, that is calling himself a filmmaker. He has a daily rate that is almost the salary of a banker, and they don't know how to white balance. They don't know the correct color temperature to shoot indoor and outdoor. So you're wondering, are you doing this for the love or you're doing this for money? And if you're doing it for the love, why are you ignorant of common knowledge? Because it's common. The knowledge is, even if you don't search for it on YouTube, if you're a filmmaker, those things will jump on you when you open your YouTube page. So why are you not learning to improve yourself? And maybe it's also because there's plenty knowledge, so people don't take it. Maybe when there was no knowledge, we're like looking for it with hunger. But now there's a lot, and yeah. What's the name of this channel on YouTube? Cruise TV or so. Which is run by a filmmaker friend too. And my answer there was, so it was like, come to this place if you're going to relocate. And so I went to place of, I'm not relocating because I'm trying to build stuff. Right now, I'm indifferent about it. The only reason why I've not considered relocation is because I like Nigeria. Like, I like the country. Not in terms of, like, the anyhowness. Like, I like that it's flexible. I like that there's community. I like that all of us are not checking time for each other. We're not like, I have a shift in the next 1 hour. You're wasting my time. Can I move? You get? I like that I can leave my house and go to my friend's place, and me going to his place is not costing him money. It's not like unlike other spaces where 1 hour of your time is probably like you get. So I like this. Maybe I'm also speaking from a little privileged perspective too, but I like that. I like the freedom that comes to being in Nigeria, and I like Nigerian food too. Maybe. So that's and also like what I'm building. I like that there's a generation that can see me as a reference, whether they believe it or not. That can see my work, maybe don't see me, but can see my work as reference. Yes. That can see my work and say, oh, I want to be like this person. And the person they want to be like is not far away. It's not like, oh, I want to be like this person, but it's in UK. You get, but I'm a reference. I want to be like this person. He's doing great work, but he's in Nigeria. So I'm indifferent right now because the country is choking me. So if you ask me this question next week, it might change. I might have started applying for talent visa to move. But right now I'm indifferent because I'm also at a phase in my life where like I'm making some other major decisions. But apart from that, I like Nigeria. And I believe that you can make, and I also think that the entire space is evolving. And I don't want to leave and come back and things have changed without me being part of that movement. So, because whether we like it or not, before COVID, I could unpick the number of commercial directors in Nigeria. I think we only had like 2 that were doing commercials, and they were doing like very low-end commercials. Like commercials where, we need to quickly do something small, and we don't want to fly the crew into Nigeria. We just quick, oh, this guy, like says, Abi shoot small, and he can still tell basic story. We'll give him this to shoot. But after 2020, a lot of people don't say it, but me, I like to say it because I would like to blow my trumpet, because after the Octa FX ad came out, there was a wave of, oh, if a Nigerian can do this, then maybe we've just been looking outward when people in Nigeria can deliver.
Can actually do this,
Because people say, oh, this was done by a Nigerian, and in Nigeria by an entire Nigerian crew. There was no foreigner on that production. And that opened the door of many more ads. And thank God for fintech. Fintech also were able to trust Nigerians to deliver, unlike the regular big telecoms company that were very heavy on ads. Some of them don't even still use Nigerians still today. They still prefer to fly in their crew. But we can deliver that quality. We have delivered that level of quality of work. So why are you still... Not like we hate the foreigners, because we've been able to make partnerships with some of them. We've been able to learn from them. But I'm saying that, why is all your production outsourced? What are you doing to encourage the space? And not even encourage. I think that's the bad word. What are you doing to the space? It's not encouraged, because people in the space can actually deliver. We have great directors in Nigeria that can deliver these commercials. There's no reason to come out, to fly in anybody to that. Some of us have pitched on international projects before. So it's not like we're only local champions. We've pitched on big projects where our counterparts are like top directors in the UK. And we've been able to also execute some of those projects, whether remotely or in person. So why are you still thinking that we cannot deliver that work? Or why will you now, when you want to use us, you scale down your budget to a very ridiculous amount? But that money is not a problem when you're trying to fly
people in.
Because when you're flying people in, it costs you
a lot.
You're flying them in for multiple days. You're having to pay them for those multiple days. There's logistics, there's flights, there's accommodation, there's security. Because you're not going to fly in a white director into Nigeria and you not provide security for him. There's all that. And when it comes to doing a production with a Nigerian director, the money you spent on flights and accommodation and logistics is what is your entire budget for production. Because those are some of the things that we're not fighting. Nobody is fighting, because nobody's saying. Some of us just want to do our work and move on. As long as we're able to feed, we're cool. But some of these things are things I see, I'm like, you still need to build. We're still here, we're still building. And we've been building for 3 years. We're still building. At least we're still getting commercials to shoot. It means that we're doing good enough work. And it's not out only Dabest. There are a whole lot of options to choose from. Maybe not a whole lot. But there are, at least from top of my head, I can count like 5 directors that can deliver your commercials without stress, and I'm sure of their quality. So yeah, we're here. We're still building till we're able to not match up now, because we're delivering world standard. But we're able to like take over the space. Because some of us, they've hired us in other African countries to come and
do you want to mention names? You don't?
Directors, other directors.
Yes.
There's Ibidu. I don't want to mention him now, because if I forget to mention one person, the person will say, Dabest no rates me. So I'm not mentioning names. But they're like, you know them, you know these people, you've seen their work. You get, so I don't want to mention any names before person say, Dabest no rates my work. Yeah. But they are like all these people I will mention are like my friends. So we're not like competing. If some of us even meet each other, they send you a brief and they send me the same brief, and I call you, oh, did they send you this brief too? Oh, okay, cool. How much are you willing to charge for? Are you going to charge as director? We know our rates. You get, so it's not a secret court. It's something open. So some of us, we get the same briefs. So it shows you how even the space, the agencies recognize us. When it's time to do projects anytime to do quality work within the space, they know the few people to call. There are a lot of things I don't post, because And I think that's one of the best ways to use Twitter. Put things in your draft, come back 1 hour after. If you are still feeling like posting it, post it. Because a lot of people post rubbish because they just think in the moment
And just
post.
write it.
So like type in your draft, leave it there. Come back 1 hour after. If it still makes sense to you to post. At that time, there's no emotion. It's just logic that is not in the work. That's on Twitter if you don't want to get dragged. But I mean, people are making money now, so they prefer to get drags. But I'm not on Twitter to make money, so things like that work. So there are many things that happen, and you don't. I usually say this: you don't have to be part of every topic. I think that's when you start saying rubbish. That's when you start being irrational. You don't have to be. I think at times just let it slide. Just enjoy the foolishness that is at play.
Yes.
On the TL and just laugh. Because you just know that a lot of people are talking out of zero knowledge or out of zero experience.
Word.
Like you have people giving takes on filmmaking and they've never shot a film before. So you are wondering,
how? Me
that I do this all my life. Like that's what I do as a profession. You that you're a banker, you are saying we should be doing this. Like are you mad?
No.
But at times you just let them be that, you would say like, Lord forgive them, they don't know what they are doing.
In the words of Oluwa Dabest, like, are you dumb? You want to run a master class anytime soon?
I do a class, so I teach. That's also another side also. So I teach. I do shoot, edit, repeat.
Shoot, edit, repeat.
It's a class that I've been doing since 2020 actually. I teach cinematography. But we do it as a 5-day class.
Okay.
It's a 5-day cinematography class. And it's for either you're already in the game or you're like just starting out. It's basically like a orientation class. We take you back to the basic and we'll build up to the advanced level in 5 days. But it's based on when I feel like, which is a bad thing.
No, it's not bad.
Because at times it's good to have structure. But it's based on what I feel like because it's largely also like funded by my finances. We have few sponsors here and there, but it's just basically sponsor people, not necessarily sponsor the class. The cost of running the class is really heavy because not just running the class, the cost of my time in running the class is heavy because we've done like 8 or 9, I can't remember, but 8 or 9 editions in Lagos and Abuja. We've done 2 in Abuja. We've done
7,
like 7 in Lagos. And it's like once every year that we do that. But the cost of running the class is high, especially now. It's even higher now. And it's because it's a beginner type of class. Not like a beginner. It's a cinematography class, but I also want beginners to be able to plug in. I won't want to price it too high in terms of it's not a free class. I don't run free stuff. I won't want to price it too high whereby a beginner cannot afford to come to the class. But at the same time, I won't want to price it too low that everybody will now be able to afford the class. So for now, I've just took a break off the class. The model we're currently running now is portfolio review, which is the last one that we did. Basically, portfolio review is you submit your work. It's invite. That one is free. You are not paying for that one, but it's like an event and it accommodates more people. The class is just like 15 people or less. That's what I've plugged because I need to be able to impact everybody in the class personally. It's not just a class where I want to collect your money. If you have ever been to the class, you know that what you paid for and what you got is. And there are few people that I think it's only one person that have come to the class and after the class messaged me and said he was expecting more. And guess what? This person only came for 2 days out of 5. He came late he came 3 days out of 5. The third day that he came, I think he came like 12. Class that starts like 10 or something. He came like 12 or 2 or so, if I can remember well. Then I refunded his money fully. What? Because it's not about, I don't think I want to collect your money. That's not my motivation for doing the class. That's never me. Because I spend more to do the class than the amount whatever 15 people are going to pay me for a week. You know how much I charge to shoot a commercial in one day? So imagine I'm sacrificing a whole week
you.
for that course.
Yeah.
So basically, it's not a money making scheme, but one of the things I was thinking we could do was to evolve the class into having like partnerships from camera companies and also like maybe a government organization, because we're trying to also scale the class in such a way that maybe we do an edition that is okay, shoot edit repeat, we're doing shoot edit repeat Ibadan, and Oyo State government is funding that, and we're able to pull like maybe 200 people into a space. I can tell all my directors and cinematographer friends this week we are shutting down production in Lagos. We are going to Ibadan to train guys, because filmmaking is a viable career, whether you like it or not. It is, and it's an evolving industry that I think the government can also tap in. So what we're looking at that kind of scenario where government is funding, and we're saying for 1 week all the great guys are going to that can teach, because you can be great and not know how to teach. All the great guys were going to Ibadan. The government has paid. How much is your daily rate for 1 week? We'll pay all of you. So don't think you're doing this for free. It's funded, but we're going to Ibadan to train those people to be able, and the government also provides equipment for these people. There's like also like prizes to be like, you have prizes immediately after the class. You can maybe win a camera or win a laptop and all those things, and you can literally just start. There's like a starter pack for filmmaking for maybe less out of the 100 for like 10 people. You get, because one of the advantages of the class that I've seen over time is the community that have come out of the classes. I see people who, strangers that they don't know each other, and in 1 week they become business partners. Like, oh, in this class I figured that my strength is editing, your own is cinematography. My next project, you're going to edit it. Wow. Oh, you are great at coloring based on what you've seen. Because one of the things we do in the class is to present the options that exist in the space. Because people think filmmaking is just one thing. In filmmaking, there's like maybe 40 careers that you don't know about that exist and that people make money off daily. So the class opens your eyes to those opportunities, and after the class you can decide, oh, I thought it was about camera. I don't want to touch camera. I just want to be a DIT person and copying cards. Wow. And a DIT person can earn as little as 50K a day on a production set. Wow. Just by, you know that this file is 25 and I'm copying it to this drive. It has to be 25. That's just your job. You're just chilling with drink and you're copying card, and at the end of the day, it's a technical job because everything everybody is doing is in your hands, because you have to copy it. You have to enable that it's backed up. But it's not in front of... And there are DIT guys that earn as high as 350K in a day, or even more. At least I know the 350K because I've seen that invoice before. Wow. Because those ones on set, they can manipulate it, let you know what the end result will look like. They're also like colorists. They're not just DIT. So they will grade and let you know if you are doing the right... Those are 10 cards, let's skip it. But like I'm saying that these are some of the opportunities we present in the class so that people know that filmmaking is beyond just loading the camera. There's like a pool of career paths that you can decide. And the community that comes out of the class is amazing. You have people that now work with each other. People that they cannot do a project that is probably 50K before. Immediately after the class, because of the bond, they're able to come together and even charge. They are like my competitions now. There are people from the class that are like my competitions right now in terms of like clientele. So that's like what the class is all about. But what we do in portfolio review is, this one is just, you submit your work. You get an invite based off of the assessment of your work and your page. We just verify whether you're a filmmaker, whether you're the one that did what you say you did, before you go and submit someone else's project. And if the work is like good enough, we invite you. So on that day, we have like established filmmakers, directors to give you a review. If I'm doing this project that I submit, what would I have done better? And how would I approach it? So that's like what that's about. Just a day event. Get your review, go home. It's a day event that is very brutal because nobody's telling to tell you, this project is mad, it's great. We're telling you this is trash. Wow. You are going to explain to us why did you frame this shot like this? Because that's why that came about. That's how I grew in filmmaking. Remember I said earlier that I stayed with 5 friends. So what we do after every project is you will come and shalaye why your shot is overexposed here. And we tell each other the truth. This shot is overexposed. This is nonsense. So that when you go next time, you know that you have someone that you can show your project to that will criticize, and you want the number of criticism to reduce per project. So that's how I learned filmmaking, and that's how you know what is basics, good exposure, good camera framing. There was a time in the house, all of us told ourselves we're not going to shoot gimbal. because we want to actually learn how to frame. We just want to do tripod, frame right, direct your subject, and cool. And we did that for a long time too. So portfolio reviews born out of that because I go to Instagram and filmmakers page, and all I see under comments are lies and deceit. Someone did a terrible project, just putting fire. This is mad. It's not mad. It's trash. No, I can be brutal. Sorry.
No, you
But-
said I know you
but it's
can.
not mad. It's not, the project is not mad. It's trash, and all of you are deceiving the person because the person is not going to improve. If he sees that, oh, I posted this trash and people like it, in the next
Post
project
more
he will
trash.
try to replicate that same trash. But if there's someone that is telling him that, oh, this project you should have frame better, do not like you not encourage, not like you
Oh,
just
yeah,
also this
yeah,
is all try.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, you can encourage and say this is a good, and find something that is good about the project. Maybe, oh, the sound is great, but you should have done this better. But you should have done this better. That's how you can grow. So that when you shoot, that's why I also advise that if you're just starting out, don't just shoot, learn to edit, so that you will know because if you have a good editor, there's an impression that you might think that your projects are great because the editor is able to help you reframe some shots, balance light and all that. But if you're editing it yourself, you say you go know when your input and output is not matching. So that when you go next, if you shot this podcast, for example, and two of us are out of focus the entire time and you edit it, next time when you are shooting the podcast, your first thing will be to ensure that we are in focus. You get so. But if you're not the one editing it, you just think, oh, I just go home. Next podcast, let's go again. You shoot another out of focus one. You get so.
Yeah.
Those are things. So that's why we do portfolio review, so that the space and one of my beliefs is if all of us in the space are good, we can demand more from the system. If only few people are good, the system will just, whatever those few people decide, they just give them. But if all of us are doing fire projects, I drop a project today, even people that don't know anything about filmmaking, they feel them, they touch them. Next project, another person drops, it touches everybody. We can decide and say, oh, the base fee we're charging for project because we're delivering at an amazing rate is this. But if there's no level of excellence, then the system will just offer a very few people. You get so that's like the mindset type of review. And now too, we need partners because the last one, it touched my pockets. Even though we had partners, but Nigeria happened again because the space we were going to use, government gave them 1 week notice to leave the space. It was along Landmark Road. We already got a space for free. The space was going to provide us drinks. Shout out to Z Space. Z Space, they were going to provide us food, give us their space to use, also do 1 or 2 supports. But a week to the event, they sent us a message that the government had told them to pack their load and leave. So we had to now go to a space where we had to pay like $1 million plus, look for food for people, rent screens and all these things that are like a lot of money that was running into millions. But because we announced the event, it had to happen. I'm a man of my words. I keep my word. So we didn't cancel. It still happened. It was great. And one of the video that used to shade me, Ebuka's video is one of the session in the portrait review. We still have a lot to post, but I've just been looking at those videos in my drives and it's chilling. But we'll post more. But that's like, so if you see the Ebuka session, you see how detailed is it, showing people the process behind the great video that you see. Because people just think, oh, videos are, hey guy, you get camera, come shoot this thing for me. No, that's not how solid video production works. There's something called pre-production, and that at times can take 6 months. That at times can take 3 months. That at times can take 2 weeks, depending on the nature of the project. So those portfolio review opportunities are like where we show you the behind the scene. Why did the director decide to use it? So apart from you submitting your work, which is one part, the other part is an established director will also present his process to you and explain to you. Basically, that's it. Wow. I like great people on the first one. I think it will adjust.
Okay.
People would eventually discover that talent is essential. It's not just branding. So I think the space will adjust. By when you see people that are your counterparts doing great projects, you would also either decide to leave the career path or improve
Do
on
better.
yourself. Yeah, so I think we have a talent problem. I'm not even going to lie. Many people drag me for that. How can you say talent in Nigeria? Then I maybe rephrase it and say maybe it's not a talent problem, but a skill problem. Because almost every day I get requests from, not requests, people DM me and say, oh, I need an editor. Can you recommend somebody? I need a colorist. Can you recommend somebody? I need a this, I need a that. Can you recommend somebody? And at times I'm like, there's nobody I know that can deliver. Because I will not recommend someone that will bring a disgrace to my own name.
Yes.
I better not recommend. So if I've ever recommended you, better know that you are doing well. For me to be able to recommend you, at least you're doing good enough, either in terms of skill or in terms of character. Because we have people that are very skilled and terrible in character.
Word.
And we have people that are good character, but the skill don't they. But that can be worked on. But that terrible in character is a lot, because it's not like we don't have great editors.
Yeah.
But do you have a great editor that will tell you get your job on Thursday and you get it? If you know, why are you looking at? If you know day. And like I usually say, the problem is not that the project might be difficult and requires more time.
Yeah.
But it's on you to communicate. It's on you to message your client and say, I'm sorry, I underestimated this project. I thought I'll be able to finish in 3 days. I need 2 more days extension to finish this project. And don't communicate on the day you've told them that you are going to deliver the project. You are the one doing the project. You started it. Even if you decide to start the project the night before your delivery date, at least on starting the project, you already know you're in trouble and you cannot deliver the next day. That same moment you know that you're in trouble, send a text, place a call. Let them know that the project is important. Not that it's just one project on the drive and you just ghost them for 3 days and you come back on the 4th day and you are saying, don't you know that the project is hard? That the client doesn't care whether the project, that's why I hired you. Why are you telling me that don't I know the project is technical? If I did not know, I would have done it myself. The reason why I'm hiring you is because you're a professional. Then act that way in your skill and your character. So like I was saying, so I think it's a skill problem and a character problem.
Word.
So there are people I would have normally recommend for a job because even to me, when I give you a job, I'm begging you, I beg, with my drive. Not even the project, I'll just give my drive back. So how am I supposed to recommend that person to someone else? And yes, right now, the immediate skill problem that I know that exists in this space are editors. Because I've gotten that request this week twice.
Wow.
I'm going to 2 people this week. Random stranger just messaged me, please, I need an editor. Do you know anybody I can work with? And the few people I know that you can work with, they are very busy. So people I know I can recommend, I ask them to, are you free? One person they find. Or I know that they are currently working on my own project. So I'm not going to recommend right now because we're not done. You get? Or the people I know that can also deliver in time past have to be the one begging for. If they don't respect me,
True.
that some of them are calling me boss. They don't even respect me. How much more you that you're just starting or that they don't even know? You might not see your drive for 8 months. So basically, we have a character problem. And I think it's a Nigerian problem in general. There's just this anyhowness that exists that people just don't take quality. They don't just take perfect. Like there's I can do it anyhow. Barest minimum. Shebi is, for example, this signage now is perfect. It looks cool. But some people this T now might be slanted. And Nigeria just say, Shebi, you can read that it's camera joint. Why do I need to take another stress to make sure that the T is straight? There's that problem in Nigeria across all board. That's why you see a Nigerian furniture and you're like, just by looking at it, you know that this is made in Nigeria.
Yes.
But there are few people that have been able to master it and perfect it, and you know that even though it's made in Nigeria, the quality is great. But we need to get to that place as a people where we're not satisfied with mediocrity. where we want to deliver excellence at all costs. Maybe that's why all those fire comment exists, because people are just satisfied with mediocrity. I think it will adjust.
Okay.
People would eventually discover that talent is essential. It's not just branding. So I think the space will adjust. By when you see people that are your counterparts doing great projects, you would also either decide to leave the career path or improve on yourself. Yeah, so I think we have a talent problem. I'm not even going to lie. Many people drag me for that. How can you say talent in Nigeria? Then I maybe rephrase it and say maybe it's not a talent problem, but a skill problem. Because almost every day I get requests people DM me and say, oh, I need an editor. Can you recommend somebody? I need a colorist. Can you recommend somebody? I need a this, I need a that. Can you recommend somebody? And at times I'm like, there's nobody I know that can deliver. Because I will not recommend someone that will bring a disgrace to my own name.
Yes.
I better not recommend. So if I've ever recommended you, better know that you are doing well. For me to be able to recommend you, at least you're doing good enough, either in terms of skill or in terms of character. Because we have people that are very skilled and terrible in character.
Word.
And we have people that are good character, but the skill don't they. But that can be worked on. But that terrible in character is a lot, because it's not like we don't have great editors.
Yeah.
But do you have a great editor that will tell you get your job on Thursday and you get it? If you know, why are you looking at? If you know day. And like I usually say, the problem is not that the project might be difficult and requires more time.
Yeah.
But it's on you to communicate. It's on you to message your client and say, I'm sorry, I underestimated this project. I thought I'll be able to finish in 3 days. I need 2 more days extension to finish this project. And don't communicate on the day you've told them that you are going to deliver the project. You are the one doing the project. You started it. Even if you decide to start the project the night before your delivery date, at least on starting the project, you already know you're in trouble and you cannot deliver the next day. That same moment you know that you're in trouble, send a text, place a call. Let them know that the project is important. Not that it's just one project on the drive and you just ghost them for 3 days and you come back on the 4th day and you are saying, don't you know that the project is hard? That the client doesn't care whether the project, that's why I hired you. Why are you telling me that don't I know the project is technical? If I did not know, I would have done it myself. The reason why I'm hiring you is because you're a professional. Then act that way in your skill and in your character. So like I was saying, so I think it's a skill problem and a character problem.
Word.
So there are people I would have normally recommend for a job because even to me, when I give you a job, I'm begging you, I beg, with my drive. Not even the project, I'll just give my drive back. So how am I supposed to recommend that person to someone else? And yes, right now, the immediate skill problem that I know that exists in this space are editors. Because I've gotten that request this week twice.
Wow.
I'm going to 2 people this week. Random stranger just messaged me, please, I need an editor. Do you know anybody I can work with? And the few people I know that you can work with, they are very busy. So people I know I can recommend, I ask them to, are you free? One person they find. Or I know that they are currently working on my own project. So I'm not going to recommend right now because we're not done. You get? Or the people I know that can also deliver in time past have to be the one begging for. If they don't respect me,
True.
that some of them are calling me boss. They don't even respect me. How much more you that you're just starting or that they don't even know? You might not see your drive for 8 months. So basically, we have a character problem. And I think it's a Nigerian problem in general. There's just this anyhowness that exists that people just don't take quality. They don't just take perfect. Like there's I can do it anyhow. Barest minimum. Shebi is, for example, this signage now is perfect. It looks cool. But some people this T now might be slanted. And Nigeria just say, Shebi, you can read that it's camera joint. Why do I need to take
Stressing.
another stress to make sure that the tea is straight? There's that problem in Nigeria across all board. That's why you see a Nigerian furniture and you're like, just by looking at it, you know that this is made in Nigeria.
Yes.
But there are few people that have been able to master it and perfect it, and you know that even though it's made in Nigeria, the quality is great. But we need to get to that place as a people where we're not satisfied with mediocrity, where we want to deliver excellence at all costs. Maybe that's why all those fire comments exist, because people are just satisfied with mediocrity. The first thing is that the director is probably the poorest. Most people think the director is the richest, and I'll explain. So let me explain. In a project, a director can most likely take up one project at a time. Maybe his process is like a month. For directors are like me, probably don't do more than 3 projects in a month. Yeah. Because I need to give this project my attention. It's like you're training a baby. It needs to look good. It needs to be presentable. But a DP can finish your project today and jump on another project tomorrow. Because he's just supposed to deliver a picture and move to the next. Deliver a picture and move to the next. A gaffer can light your set today and move to the next set tomorrow. But a director cannot jump on a project today and tomorrow is another project like that. He's going to die. You get? And so when I say poor, it's not like he's not getting paid on that project. Because of the duration of the staying power with that project, the project becomes... There are projects I've done that were probably like in the 5th month and were still like in post-production.
Wow.
And I was only paid for a day for that project because that's what you charge, a day rate. But you're also supervising post-production to ensure that your vision is what is being delivered. So don't just be too attached to, I want to be a director, I want this to be... If you really want to make profit, I think other aspects of filmmaking are more profitable. Because if I was a DP, maybe I'll probably be richer than I am right now. Because I can do more. I can literally... You can finish shooting this podcast now. I'm going to shoot another one tomorrow.
Sure.
I'm going to shoot another one the next. So some of the things, that's why directing is not my only source of... That's why I have a 9 to 5 for crying out. If I'm just banking on directing, that they paid me how much on a project, it means that for the next 1 month, I'm not making money. It cannot work. I can't feed myself and a family that way. You get? We have to find other things to do to be able to... And also so that you're not desperate and taking any other project.
Yes.
You get? So I'll say, look at other aspects of filmmaking that you can literally just... Your soul is not attached to a project. Yes, when you're on the project, yes, but you can easily move on from that project to the next in one day. Not necessarily have to stay with that project. So, there are other aspects of filmmaking that are profitable, that is not directing. And for example, a focus puller, those guys are making money.
Oh, I think I've seen one. They say focus.
Yeah, focus puller. They are just rolling. They are for lenses that are manual. Most cinema lenses are manual focus, not autofocus. Newsflash: if you've been shooting DSLR and mirrorless, if you're going to improve to bigger production, you're not going to use autofocus lens. They are manually focused, so that you need a focus puller. He's skilled at ensuring that the shot is in focus. And those guys, I think the least person I know charges like 100K for a day. So 100K, let's assume they do 3 projects in a week. That's 300K times 4.
Wow.
And most of them don't do... The ones that are really good, they do projects every day. Because you're in demand. The last thing I want to do is shoot a project that is out of focus. Or have a great take that is out of focus. So you're in demand. It means that you're shooting... You have to be the one to be rejecting projects to have a me time. So it means that the good ones are literally shooting Mondays to Friday.
Wow.
And they are not charging 100K. The good ones are not charging... I can't tell you their rates. But the good ones are not charging 100K. They are not charging times 2 of that.
Wow.
Yeah. These ones are really good and they are always on set.
It's time for me to venture into something else.
So you see how that is lucrative and people just ignore that. They all say, what's focus pulling? Because how do you explain to people on the streets that your job is focus pulling? You can explain that I directed this project.
Yeah.
How do you explain to someone on the street that your job is park? Spark are people that do. There's gaffer that's
Yeah.
lighting the scene. Sparks are people that ensure that there's lights to plug. So electrical for production. That's a department on its own.
Interesting.
So how do you explain to someone that your job is spark? Or how do you explain to someone that your job is craft? A big craft, or what they call it. That your job on set is just to ensure that if the director needs coffee, it's available.
And they get paid a lot of money.
Yeah, decent amount. At
Decent
least.
amount,
So
yeah.
what they are being paid a day, someone's salary.
Wow.
Let's just put it that way. So how do you explain to someone on the street that all you do on set is just do runarounds and you get paid at the end of the day? So there are many aspects of production that people don't know that is lucrative, but it exists in this space. And if you find it, you get it. So it's not. There's someone I plugged to. He's always thanking me. He's always telling me thank you almost every now and then. That I plugged to a production company next door a while ago. No, not like I plugged. They said they needed some. They posted that there's an opening. So I posted on my story and he applied and he got it. So he's always thanking me that thank God, because next door literally they are going out every day to shoot.
Yeah.
And it means that you're being part of big projects. You're seeing how it is being done.
Yes.
And you're also making money alongside. So, like, it's just opening your mind to the world of opportunities that exist in this space. So, don't take for granted little part of production. Don't just be focused on being a director. Because being a director, what people don't know is that you are everything. You need to have the knowledge of everything. So if you've been able to have the knowledge of everything over time, it's easier for you to be a director. What we have now, which is why it's one of the skill problems, is that we have directors that don't know everything. They think directing is just, I have this idea, I'll just bring it. No. If I'm on set and the DP did not show up today, I can pick up the camera and shoot.
And do what he's
if
doing.
the sound guy did not come, I can bring my recorder from my bag and record good audio, because I know what good audio sounds like. I know the process of recording that. And when there's a sound guy that is recording trash to me on set, I can tell him what you're doing is trash, because I know. So we have directors that don't have all this basic knowledge of sound, of pictures, of lights, and you want to tell a great story. The story might be good,
but won't be great.
The picture won't be. It won't be. That's the word. It won't be great. Has it ever happened? No. No, because before the job gets to a client, I already made the correction, because I know what a good color is. And most times, clients are not, the least of their worries color.
What are they always worried about?
Because clients will literally accept a Rec 709 job as far as the sound, the production, the picture is clear enough. They will accept it. But they also know when you've gone the extra mile that is beyond Rec 7. They know when this picture is sweet. They know. But they will not say, because of color. Maybe when you're working with foreign clients, it's different because there's knowledge. That's why I'm saying that all of us need to go into space so that we can demand more. See, other people that make money that I didn't talk about is colorists. Maybe another time when I come on this project, on this podcast, we'll talk about careers in filmmaking. But I was saying that I know what a good color is, and I make corrections based on that. And why I say monitoring Rec 709 dream projects is so that you can see the errors too. Because if you shoot on flats, most times you won't be able to tell when someone is sweaty. And when you go to grade and grade, then you're not seeing the error. And that's what some of the clients sees, that, this person is sweating. He's not supposed to be sweating. But when we're on set, we didn't see that he was sweating. So why is the person sweating? Why is the face oily right now? So all those things are things, that's why I say learn everything about filmmaking, so that you're able to apply when you're directing. Because when you're directing, you're not only directing, you're directing the actors, but you're not only directing the actors. The visual language is also core. It's an integral part of your directing skill. So learn, guys. Learn, because I can't emphasize it enough. Learn all these things, because you will need it. Obviously. Don't just think, this thing is how to plug lights. I don't need it. There are sets that just because they don't have the right, for example, that plug there now, you cannot put all this electrical plug that is straight. You can't put it into that wall. And there are sets whereby you need to plug that light. If nobody has like a multi-socket in this room,
That's the end.
you guys
have to
can spend
wait.
30 minutes
Yes.
waiting for multi-socket. Whereby there's an act to it where you can just get a wire.
Yeah.
But if you don't learn that, if you've not seen that before, you waste 30 minutes of your time. You get something as simple as that basic knowledge. It might save you 30 minutes. And 30 minutes in filmmaking is not small time. Because with the 6 to 6:30, the weather is different.
True.
Thank you for having me, camera joints. Now you guys are going to make me spend money. Because downstairs, I saw some gears. I'll just go through. So I'll probably close one eye when I'm checking stuff because there are a lot of stuff downstairs. And this is my first time also in this, like, coming to this place. I'm always just ordering online. People supposed to even have like affiliate code for me at this point because I probably ordered a lot of stuff, referred a lot of people to camera. Let me say this now. I'm part of people that blew camera. But maybe that's an oversight. But like there are a lot of people I've referred to camera.
Yes.
Over a period of time, and it's because you know that it's called that. For example, quick scenario, there's a light I bought a while ago that my guys in the office spoiled the charger. I didn't know. I just thought the charger stopped working. But I sent camera joint a message and I was like, this charger has stopped working. And it asked me to send the charger back, explain the reason why the charger got spoiled, and gave me a new one without no cost. So why would you not recommend such a brand? Did you see? But for some of you that there's no even return policy. After your first draft of edit, the client cannot make correction. You send invoice. Okay, continue.